What's up, YouTube? Sorry, I'm a little shaky as I walk there, and it's a little windy out here. But anyways, I got this project in. It's a customer's vehicle, and I wanted to show you guys a little bit of it and show you guys what people keep their vehicle like and what people drop their vehicle off expecting you to work on. But anyways, it's just a turbo diesel Ford f350 Power Stroke, complete with, I would say that's throw up, flat tire, expired Oklahoma plates, and he's had this truck for over a year, all this crap in the bed. Look at this cab. And this is what you're supposed to put your tools in and diagnose the problem and be able to work on. I wish I could smell the smell in here for you guys. But anyways, so it had a fuel problem, and they had said they got water in the fuel. They kept getting water in the fuel, and they were changing these two filters right here and right here over and over again. And then I guess the truck never did start running better, so they decided that they needed to take the tank down, and they needed to take the tank down and clean it out. So, but before they did that, they took off the air box right here and sprayed, I'm sure they sprayed plenty of ether in there, because when you would crank over the truck it would tap, but it would barely crank over. So I took off the and I called him and he said they put a little bit of ether in there, but I poured some transmission fluid down here because I figured if they put a bunch of ether in it, that would go down into the intake, and that transmission fluid should burn off and make that lubricate everything up again. And I did that, and it didn't make a difference at all. So one of my hired guys was standing here, and he said, because I was leaning towards maybe the motor's tight for some reason, maybe they've seized a valve or something is stuck. But anyway, so he said, why don't you see if a bearing is locked up or something on the belt train. So I pulled the belt off, and lo and behold, the air conditioner compressor is locked up. Well, after I took that off, then I went to crank the engine over again, and it cranked over like normal. So I cranked it over for about 2 minutes. It would go to stutter like it was wanting to fire, but it wouldn't fire. And then all of a sudden I started smelling a burning smell, and the starter started smoking after 2 minutes of cranking. So that was that. Well, I climbed underneath of there to investigate the starter, and I looked back and I seen that there was a bunch of fuel on the fuel rail back here where it had supposedly been taking the tank down to clean. And then I noticed, I bet you won't be able to see because this video it's getting dark out here, but this hose hanging down randomly right here by the fuel tank, and then I looked up top, and there's a fitting off up top on the fuel tank. So what I got to do is get the starter pulled off there and rebuilt, and get the fuel tank pulled down and see what happened with the fuel tank, and then I will be able to see if I can get the fuel tank back like it was. I'll put fresh fuel, I'll put new filters. Also, there's a under the cab on the frame rail right here on this side is a pump, a fuel pump, and it has a filter in it that these guys didn't even know about and never touched before they took the gas tank out of, or the fuel tank out of it. So that is what I've got to do. I'll take a little bit of video pulling the fuel tank out, and I'll take a little bit of video on the starter, but they're pretty self-explanatory things. And I'll definitely make sure I have the camera rolling when I try to start it or try to do anything like that. But I'm gonna do the fuel tank and the starter first, and then I'm gonna see if I can get the engine to run under its own power, and then I'll worry about the air conditioner compressor. So I guess that's all for an introduction video to this truck, but that's what they want me to work on, so that's what I'm working on. All right, YouTube, bring you more later.